My name is Emily Kunnen, and I am a transformed follower of Jesus. I didn't grow up in the church reading the Bible or really ever going to church, but now that I'm a Christian and a transformed follower, I'm able to look back on my life and see God's hand on me, protecting me and revealing Himself to me throughout my life. When I was 7, my parents got divorced, and a few years later after that, God provided an amazing stepfather for my brother and I. And looking back, I know that that was God providing just an amazing example and a man for me, and just showing me His goodness. High school was a pretty lonely time for me. I had these good morals, knowing that I didn't want to go to parties when all my friends were starting to do that. So I ended up losing pretty much all of my friends, and that was worth it because now looking back, I know that God was protecting me from some really dark things. I went to church just a few times in high school, on and off, and I remember that every time it felt like the pastor was speaking directly to me, and the sermon was always relatable to what I had going on in my life. And looking back now, I know that that was God speaking to me and trying to reveal Himself to me. So 2 months after I turned 16 and got my driver's license, I got in a really bad car accident with a semi and totaled my car, and I walked away with just minor injuries. And I remember my mom saying to me, "God's not done with you." And that really hit me and just made me rethink everything. A few months after that, my grandma and I were at Hobby Lobby, and she bought me my first Bible. And I didn't really read books of the Bible or study it. I would just kind of pick it up here and there to refer to different verses when I was anxious or sad. A couple years later, when I went to college, I knew that I wanted to make friends. I knew that I needed to look for them in the right places. So I found myself at Campus Life Night at Grand Valley State University, and I found Campus Ministry and Delight Ministries, which is a college women's ministry. I showed up to Delight all by myself with my Hobby Lobby Bible, and they were starting a semester-long study on the Gospel of John. And I had never read the Gospel of John, and I didn't even really know what the word gospel meant. So I was really excited. So I was reading the Gospel of John and attending the weekly Bible studies and started to learn how to pray. And it was through reading the Word, the Gospel of John, that I realized that I was a sinner. And when I read John 3:16 and John 14:6, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. I realized that I needed to accept Jesus into my heart. So I did. So transformation is a continual process, and without a doubt, I'm still being transformed and made into the image of Christ. Since then, I've been committed to a habit of prayer and Bible reading daily, and I've led Bible studies of my own because God has so clearly called me to discipleship. I've married an amazing, godly man, and I started working here at Chapel Point. For God so loved Emily that He showed me what it means to have identity and purpose in Him, and what it means to live a transformed life living for Christ.